Hey, Luke here with Average Optimized, and this week's 3 things is for the book The 12-Week Year. It's all transcribed either on the website or in the description below or whatever. So if you don't want to listen to me or watch me, you can read it that way. But anyway, as always, there's going to be 3 parts: a summary, the 3 things that I learned, and then the conclusion. So let's get right into it. I'll start with the summary. This was a motivational and practical book with a focus on execution, and it was full of great productivity insights. This book was a 208-page physical book or a 5-hour and 20-minute audio book. This book takes the traditional implementation of the yearly goal structure with quarters and long-term goal setting and condenses it into a 12-week period. It also includes execution supporting concepts and tactics, and makes claims that the book will inspire you to action and execution, increase your results fourfold, and help you to perform at your best. Maddie really likes the book, if you can't tell. Actually, she likes it so much that I have to pause for a second. Oh, this is all one take, so bear with me. There are lots of good quotes throughout, and I ended up actually posting some on my wall over there where that's mostly all quotes up there in those sticky notes. And I like to see a book that has concept reinforcing anecdotes, and this book was one of those. You know, anecdotes being stories that show someone being productive or overcoming something using the teachings in the book. Essentially, the 12-week year system is a structured plan with an underlying big picture goal, and he shows you how to come up with your own big goal if you don't have one. And the general explanation of the 12-week year is sort of like a Russian matryoshka or nesting doll. You know, the doll within a doll within a doll. And anyway, it starts with your large goal, which he'll call a vision, and then into your aligned 12-week goals that support your large goal, down into your plan and your tactics and your sort of system for solving that, and then down into your day-by-day execution. And apart from all the elements and tactics in the plan, there's actually this part that I really liked on commitment that really describes the magnitude of what a commitment really is, and really resonated with me. And I even wrote the word commitment on one of my stickies, my wall stickies, so it would remind me of the chapter and what commitment really means. So I really like that. Part 1 of the book is where he kind of goes over each concept and sets you up for part 2, where he actually goes into the application, the templates, and the tactics of the plan itself. There were 3 things, naturally, the 3 things that I learned. But I have my own productivity system, so I read this book really to just pick out the parts I liked best and apply them to my own system, and that's just what I did. Starting with periodization, the first thing. They have a great chapter which I think is influenced by their previous book, probably because that book is called Periodization, and they go over sports periodization, and this is a concept that P90X first popularized, and is about switching your workout around often enough to keep your body interested and keep it from burning out. And they use these same principles by taking your big goal and breaking it up into those 12 smaller step goals, and distributing these goals week to week. So each week should be a new goal for you to work on, but they all relate and build towards your ultimate goal. And the breaking down the big goal into the smaller goals is a great way to create urgency, perspective, and a sense of time, all to help motivate yourself to execute. The next thing was a time blocking strategy. Their particular way of time blocking includes a 3-hour, they separate it into blocks. The first block is a strategic block, and that's a 3-hour block where you plan, review, or work towards your goal. They have a buffer block, which is 30 minutes, where you would check email, do your to-dos, clean and organize, sort of, the upkeep. And they have a breakout block, which is 3 hours, where you go get distracted, go hang out with friends, play with your kids, go play a video game, stuff like that. And I already have specifically scheduled periods of the day, like focus time, I call it, and break times. But this book helped me hone those times a little better in my own system. My daily schedule starts with a 1-hour routine period, then a 3-hour focus time, 2-hour break, to another 2 hours of focus time, and then a 1-hour break before I go to work at 5. But I always left out those buffer blocks. I never had a time to do all my upkeep. And so I would always wait until the weekend and like do it all in one day, and usually overwhelm myself and end up watching TV or playing video games and just letting it all, because it was so overwhelming. And so I took this buffer block idea from this chapter and added it into one of my break times, the 30 minutes, so that I can chop away at the little things just enough for them to not overwhelm me on the weekends. The third thing was keeping score / measuring, and it was all about feedback and how to use it. They use lead indicators and lag indicators to help to refine your plan, and they describe it as painting an honest picture of your performance. And that's using, logistics. We don't really need to get into the specifics of lead indicators or lag indicators, because essentially you want to measure the percentage of your weekly goals that you accomplish and score yourself based on that number. They say there's a magic percentage. That magic percentage number is 85%. Meaning, if you can accomplish 85% of what you set out to do, then they say you'll ultimately be successful with your big goal. There are other ways of using feedback, and that's the way of using feedback to track your mess-ups. Like, say you're scheduled to comb your dog's hair as a tactic that supported your ultimate goal of winning the dog show, but you ate a pizza for breakfast. So by the time your strategic block comes around, you're too groggy and too tired to comb your dog's hair. This is a time when you would think back, try and figure out why you feel so groggy, what's going on, and notice your lack of initiative and try to understand why. And it might come up that, hey, maybe that pizza I had for breakfast might have something to do with it. So you take note of that and keep track of it, right? And you can also present your feedback in a mastermind group, which he calls a WHAM, but you present it so you can remind yourself of your feedback and be held accountable by your peers. Maddie wanted me to mention that she's also in my mastermind group, and she's doing really good things. And I'll be right back. Yeah, she's ready for a walk. But let's see where I was. Yeah, present it to your mastermind group and be held accountable by your peers. I've also used this feedback method to determine that I have much more productive days when I get at least 7 hours of sleep at night, and I have much more distracted and procrastinating days when I get 5 or less hours of sleep, where I look at what I actually get done and compare it between the two. So part 3, the conclusion. And if you don't already have a productivity system, or you are unhappy with your current system, then this, I think, would be a great system to implement. I really believe that if you implement this 12-week year plan, you'll be very likely to get the results that you're looking for. Ultimately, I think that anyone will get something out of this book, so I recommend it at 5 out of 5. They have a website. You can go to www.12weekyear.com, and I have it linked up in the description or either on the website if you want to learn more about them. And if you want to read it yourself, I've got a link to the physical copy, the Audible copy, and even an Audible free trial membership where you get 2 free books. So go check those things out. And until next time, until next week, I will see you later.